In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the LCD and the digitizer on a Nintendo Switch. While I have the Lite here, the process is essentially the same for its bigger brothers. Because it wasn't long ago, I made a video that was a complete teardown with a new, super cool transparent shell here. Speaking of, if you want your own shell, you can use my link in the description below for 10% off at the Extreme Rate site. I do get a little support when you use my coupon. Think of it like a cup of coffee, and I'd appreciate that because I have a coffee problem. You also wouldn't want to leave money on the table if you're going to buy one, right? Okay, well the original digitizer had some scratches on it. They weren't terrible, but I let my 5-year-old use it, and let's just say he added, well, a few of his own. I also noticed the LCD screen isn't great and had some slight yellowing in areas I wasn't able to capture on camera. So with the intent to sell, since I have 4 Switches in my house and only 3 gamers, I now want to finish restoring it to perfect working condition. And I have to say the Switch Lite is surprisingly awesome. I'm not willing to give up my Switch OLED, but the compact form factor was really nice for traveling. As we've been disassembling here, it's a little hodgy-podgy this time. Again, my reshell video, which I have linked in the description as well, and maybe in a corner of YouTube, is more structured if you're not familiar with this process. Alright, so we're going to speed this up a little to get to the part you probably want to see, the actual LCD and digitizer installation. Okay, so first we need to remove the current screen and we need to start applying heat to it. Again, I did this in my previous video linked below if you want another angle. You can do this several ways, like with a hairdryer, iFixit screen opener kit, or I have a heat gun I used for acrylic tubing and a water-cooled PC. On a low heat, just warm up the screen and you'll be able to bend, peel, and stick some picks in between the shell and the digitizer. Continue all the way around until completely removed. If you have to force it, then you need to warm it up more instead. You can technically use the same process to remove the LCD from the digitizer if you only need to replace one part. But I've yet to watch any other reference video where the person doing the job has a good time doing this. In fact, it seems like universal advice that you just pay the $30 to $40, who knows what after tariffs if you live in the US, and do both the LCD and digitizer at the same time. Most people seem to damage the LCD in the process. Make sure you're orienting this correctly so you don't have to do this twice, and I'll make sure it's clear in the video. I have some watch glue here we're going to use to glue the digitizer in, but if I had to do this again, I would use double-sided tape specifically meant for electronics. That is because my glue bled up above the screen around the edges on the front, and kind of looks bad, but not too noticeable, maybe. I did make sure to use it far away from the LCD, so it doesn't bleed that way, thankfully. Once the digitizer is glued or taped on, I put the LCD on its backplate. You can see cutouts for the 2 ribbon cables on each side, so you should get this the first time, I hope. Remember to fold the large ribbon cable underneath and through the hole so it goes through the backplate. From here, you reverse the process to reassemble. Remember to test as soon as you realistically can, so if you made a mistake, there is that much less to undo. Again, look for my other video in the description for a more structured process and not so sped up. But the idea is to get far enough that, by plugging in all the cables and the battery, you can test not only the screen, but all the buttons were installed correctly. I was able to test before putting the RF shield back on. While I did remove the RF shield from my transparent NES project, link somewhere again, I would make sure that RF shield is on your Switch because technically I think it's illegal and I wouldn't want to be traveling with it like that, so make sure it finds its way back onto your Switch. With the back completely on, you can finally start gaming. Make sure everything works again since I found out I pinched a membrane for the power switch, making it always pressed, but that was an easy fix since I just had to pop the back off again. The screen feels brighter, although it doesn't show well on camera, but I didn't think to do a before and after. The original screen was unimpressive, so it may just be a low bar to cross.
Please turn the sound off.
Let me know how you did. How bad was it? Did you get a better screen? I canceled my pre-order of the OLED Super 5 for the Switch Lite because there was no ETA on that, with the Switch 2 just days away. My core audience seems to be 3D printing, so these gaming videos generally don't do so well. I love doing these too, so if you liked it, please like and subscribe so the algorithm can do its thing and I can continue doing these gaming videos more often. Alright, I hope I see you in another video.